for the rebuttal. I'm here for the rebuttal. There are some problems in the affirmative constructive speech. Okay. But the first things I'm going to say is the evidence card that they give us. It is the investigation from CEC. It shows that the amount of people that can't go to vote because of working, but it doesn't mean that all the voters doesn't live in their registered domicile. Okay. So next is they mentioned that 3 million of people doesn't live in their registered domicile, but it doesn't mean that all of them need the absentee balloting. So they don't even know how many people will be benefit because of the absentee balloting. Okay. And the next thing is democracy. Since my teammate just mentioned democracy, they still didn't give us a definition of the democracy. But we, the negative, have been doing some research, and we use Dennis Thompson's theory of simultaneity, because we think it can aptly explain the benefits of the current electoral system. Okay, and there's 2 double standards that the affirmative made. The first thing is equality is what they mentioned a lot, and therefore they ignore the overseas voters' right. And the second thing is in the cross-examination, they told us that it is their choice of the overseas voters to live outside, to live overseas, but it is also people's choice to don't work in their registered domicile. Okay, so let's talk about their plan. The affirmative side has proposed transfer voting. We don't think that is a smart way. It breaks the animosity principle. It somehow makes some ballot not secret anymore. And there's still a lot of miscellaneous items that haven't been covered. And last but not least, we keep the core spirit of the election in a democratic country. We maintain the equality of voting. Our minor repair costs little and is totally feasible, while the affirmative plan, in contrast, costs more harm and is not pragmatic at all. To conclude, we do believe the status quo and our plan is better than the affirmative. Thank you.
Third affirmative rebuttal. 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we at Affirmative would like to emphasize again that there are harms in the current system, and by implementing absentee ballot in our national elections can effectively eradicate these harms and increase the voters' turnout rate. First, by implementing absentee ballot in our national election, we can secure and promote citizens' political rights. Second, implementing absentee ballot can actually save money for the government in the long-term investment. Third, it gives 3 million citizens that are not in their own household register a chance to save up time and money. Our evidence has highlighted the absentee citizens, so I'm not sure why the negative didn't see it. The biggest ill of not implementing absentee ballot, however, lies in the concept of Taiwan's value. When citizens can't easily participate in the election, by all means, the voting rate will decrease. Now, we'd like to reiterate our rebuttal to a negative contention. First, we contend that it is unreasonable to say a convenient country doesn't need absentee ballot, and you said that it's a little harm. But in a democracy country, government needs to protect the justice of the citizens' voting rights. When we can help our citizens save up time and money, why don't we? Second, the negative said that citizens don't get the equal information, so by implementing absentee ballot would ruin our democracy. So they decided to not implement absentee ballot. But let me remind you, we are implementing absentee ballot for the national election. National election information is all over our country. So people should have the equal information. Third, the minor adjustment by the negative still contains citizens to pay and buy tickets to go back, and even sacrifice their work time. Why should citizens must be fatigued and spend up time and money to vote? What our plan wants to achieve is to protect and increase the voting rights. and turnout rate. Voting should be easier and easier in a democracy country, not to be restricted because it's a brand new system. Our plan won't lead to any fraud and can secure citizens' justice and rights to vote. The fraud that the negatives contend is by the secret principle. But in our plan, people still go to the polling station by their own and drop their ballots by their own. So I don't know why it violates the secret principle. We the affirmative are strongly convinced that Taiwanese should implement absentee ballot in the national election. Thank you.